All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Muscle Discord Live. Again on Monday. Every Monday we're here. Phil Clayhart, the Jamaican Tank, is back. Welcome back to the show, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ron Harris from Ron Harris Muscle. Welcome back.
Go
check him out on YouTube. Go support the channel.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. All right, so another week has passed by, and we had another pro show, and we had that Fibo Pro, and we had that surprise entry by Andrew Jack last minute, and as we all predicted, he ended up winning the show. But we'll talk about, did he truly deserve to win the show? Let's get into it. We'll walk through some of the video and pictures and stuff. Then we'll get Phil and Ron's assessment and what they think happened here this weekend. So let me just open this up here. All right. Okay. And this. All right. So first off, do you all agree Andrew 100% deserved to win the show?
I agree. I agree.
Phil, what's your honest, real heart feeling? Like, you know what? I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I'm gonna lay it all out right now.
I mean, I was favoring Hassan. I mean, Andrew, of course, checked all the boxes, man. Just his structure and his size. He was very full. Yeah. His conditioning wasn't 100%, but I mean, he obviously could win at 80%. But I just had a lot of respect for Sauce, man. He looked really, 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 really good. I think that he had the total package with the legs. May not have the small waist as Andrew Jack. May not be as thick as wide, but once again, it's bodybuilding. But I was favoring Sauce, but I was okay with the decision.
Okay. Ron, I saw something you said. Did he even diet for the show? I don't know where I saw it.
That was a clickbait thumbnail. I was hoping to get some views on that.
Okay.
Because people, when I was doing the recap Sunday, I had some people really angry in the chat saying he didn't even diet. He looked like melted lasagna or something. I'm like, he was dieting. Yeah. I didn't know the specifics of it, but it turns out I listened to a little bit of Aceto and Palumbo talking about it. Aceto said he was in prep, but the reason he kept it quiet was he wasn't sure about the visa, and he didn't get the visa granted to go to Germany until Sunday before the show. So he wasn't sure he was going to be able to get to Germany for Fibo. But another thing is, when I don't know if you're going to get to it at one point, I saw something where there were side-by-side comparisons of Andrew from the Arnold and this, and he wasn't that much leaner at the Arnold. He was maybe 5-7% leaner than this. So I agree with the decision. Look, he's just so big and wide, and the shape is just, it's like, if Samson had come to the show at 85%, do you really think Sasan should beat Samson?
That's the thing.
No.
It's like,
this is bodybuilding, man. Condition is important, but it's just one factor. Andrew wasn't fat. He wasn't off season. I heard people saying he looked like guest posing condition. No, come on. Be real, guys.
No. He was supposedly, I guess he got better for the finals.
He did.
Different lighting, it screwed us all over because we're like, okay, well, this is different backdrop, different lighting. So how can we compare? Did he actually improve? I think he improved. He looked fuller here than he did at the Arnold, in my opinion. And I think that's what they did. They tried to bring it in fuller because they knew he was a little bit flat at the Arnold. And again, this is different lighting than the Arnold. So it's like, was he in worse condition than he was at the Arnold, or was he not? We can't really say. He had the feathers in the quads, the glutes. You can kind of see the little bit of striations there. Just a fuller look. And then when you see him when he's full, it's just like, no one can touch this guy unless you're Samson or maybe Derek Lunsford or Hottie or something. But like, other than that, no one's beating this guy. So that's what I think it was. He was so impressive. But then let's look at the scorecard, because Sasan was winning in prejudging by 1. And then, Andrew Jack improved in the finals and won by 3. So, which I think is accurate. People were like, well, how did Andrew end up getting ahead of the finals? Well, because he improved. It is kind of scary that Sasan was that close.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm a stickler for conditioning, and I know I'm very hard on like conditioning, but then then Andrew doesn't have the conditioning, and Sasan does, but then Andrew wins, and I'm for Andrew winning. It's hard. It's hard to have that Ronnie Coleman size, shape, and conditioning. It's just we don't have that anymore. So it's kind of like we're flip-flopping between what is good and what's not good and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. So I don't know. I mean, this Andrew was just too undeniable. His shape, he just looked ridiculous on that stage. So there's no robbery here. There's none of that happening. I think it was just
the scorecard. This should give people some faith in the judging, because if it was politics and Andrew won on his name and they just want to make sure Andrew got his Olympia qualification, it would have been straight first, even at the judging, and it wasn't. So that shows you the judges were, if things had stayed the same, if Andrew hadn't sharpened up, we'd probably be talking about Sasan Haradi right now beating Andrew Jack, and how that would have really given Sasan a boost in terms of his momentum and clout. Yes.
So regardless, Sasan is killing it this year. 2 second place finishes, to no slouches. First was Bonac, he came second to, and now Andrew. So that guy's he can probably win a pro show if he just keeps doing it. He's got to find one. Sergio. Now I was a little hard on Sergio about the waistline, and you can kind of see it. Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's a little compact. It's kind of a little thick. He has a long torso. Lee Haney was talking about it in his review they did today on the Voice of Bodybuilding. They were talking about it. That Sergio has structurally, he's got flaws. He has high lats. He's got a flat. Lee Haney's like, he's got a flat chest. His dad had a big chest. Why doesn't Sergio have a bigger chest? So, there's some issues I think happening with his physique. Yes, he came back from an injury, so we can give him that much. But he's had a lot of time though, to improve his physique. And Lee and Sean Ray was also saying, what have you done though? Like, what have you improved with all this time? You're 41 now, and you gotta your body isn't going to change anymore. This is where it's at for the most part. You can't redefine your body right now. So, guys, Phil, I'll go to you first. What do you think Sergio needs to do from here? Can he win a pro show this year? Any of the U.S. shows, or would he have to go to Europe? What's your thoughts on Sergio after seeing him here?
I don't want to be too negative. I mean, it's very possible he could win a show. Is it going to be easy? No. Listen, I know Sergio from competing against him in I think it was I don't know if it was 2019 or 2020, but
Tampa.
He was better then. I just don't see the same Sergio from a few years ago. I think he's trying to put on size, but it's going in the wrong places. He was very known for very small waist and structurally had a beautiful physique, but with of course, trying to keep up with the competition, trying to put on more size, it's not distributing in the right places. And I will always say age doesn't mean anything, because I truly believe that. I mean, I went pro at 43 years old, in the open division. Yeah. So I don't think that's it. He trains pretty heavy. I don't think that's helping his body. I think actually it's putting a toll on his body. A little bit too much stress, I would say. I think his training philosophy has to change a little bit. And I mean, everybody thinks pounding heavy weight, for some people that works. I don't do it. I haven't done it in years. So, and I stay big. And, I don't think really, my opinion, I don't believe weights build muscle. I believe food and eating, that's what packs on the muscle. Weights just stimulate and break down muscle tissue. So I think he could possibly squeeze one out. It's going to be very, very, very hard, especially here in the United States, where some of the people still has to qualify. He has to make some dramatic changes. He has to come in tighter. Of course, yes, his chest needs to be fuller. He didn't come in too bad, but once again, he was off for a year. So I would take this, if I was Sergio, as a tune-up show. I respect the guy. He's a great guy, great personality. So hopefully he can make some changes in the conditioning factor. But physique-wise, I don't think it's going to be anything dramatic he can do to improve with any more size. I think he just has to get streamlined and just focus on conditioning and structure and just, get his physique tapered out.
Yeah, Ron, what's your assessment? I agree with pretty much what Phil is saying there too. I mean, his physique just looks maybe tired. Maybe he just needs to go back to the drawing board. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it looks to me like he's going backwards. He looked better a couple of years ago. Maybe this is just the beginning of a comeback and he can regain that, but he was bigger. He was fuller a couple of years ago. He looked better than this. The waist was smaller. That chest, it really bothers me in certain shots when especially when his arms are up, the chest completely goes away. I don't know why he doesn't have a really thick, full chest like his dad.
Mhm.
I know he's not a clone of his dad, so maybe we should stop assuming that he is. But that being said, the back is still a liability. I actually had him 4th behind Justin, the German kid. I thought that young guy deserved to be placed a little higher than Sergio, but it's good to see him back. I hope his life and everything is stable because that seems to be a major issue. He's all over the world. He's switching coaches, a lot of divorces, and he's had a lot of tumultuous personal life. And I think that's a large explanation as to why his career has not been what we had kind of all hoped it would be when he turned pro 10 years ago.
Yes. Yeah, I don't, stepping backwards. I don't know. I just think his physique looks tired. Maybe he's mentally, we don't know if he's focused 100%. He's in Vegas now. He seems to be grounded where he's at. But the fullness of the chest, he looks like flat. I don't know, like the muscle isn't popping like it was even a year ago when he last competed. So yeah, who knows? This could be a tune-up show. He's with Boss of Outlaw, good coach in his corner there. So I mean, the conditioning didn't seem to be an issue with him. He had the striated glutes, and the hamstrings are very, very good hamstrings. But the upper back, even the low mid back, is missing there a little bit. So I don't know. We'll see what Sergio can do. Like I said, he's a great guy, great bodybuilder. Everyone loves his physique, but it's just we all expect more from him because of the history he brings with him. So and the genetics that he has. So
let's hope he keeps going. He needs
yeah.
I hope he does 4 or 5 more shows this year because he's been a pro 10 years. I think he's only done 7 pro shows in that whole time.
Yeah. And maybe that's a little bit to do with it. Maybe he just hasn't been competing enough. I don't know. How do you say this guy's first name?
Justin.
Is it Justin? Okay, I thought it was like a Swedish name. The other guy is the bald head guy, is the Swedish guy.
He's Czech.
Yeah. This guy looked great. He's great. You think potentially he could have beat Sergio? I could see maybe a reasoning for it. Crazy from the back.
Conditioning's better than he had the better condition than anyone in top 3. He's better conditioned than Sasan. Yeah,
he is. He is. Structurally, just gotta see him hit some. Yeah, maybe not as thick as Hassan in some shots, but definitely the best conditioned. Quads big, delts could be a little bit bigger, but overall great showing.
He needs to really keep that midsection controlled.
Yeah. What was the other guy's name? I was trying to find the bald head guy. I saw him on
4th place. That was 4th. 5th place was Joseph Kvit. I can't. It's Kveton. I don't know how you pronounce that. It's KV. No E. It's KVET. Yeah.
There we go.
There he is. Yeah.
There we go. This is what these pictures I was looking at. Ridiculous. Like he has some crazy body parts. Like the arms are ridiculous. Chest, quads. He has everything, but this is not big enough. It's ridiculous. This guy's physique. I don't know. I don't know what he can do. Really, he's got at least the conditioning down pat. Okay, that needs work. Yeah, right there you can see.
Look at that.
That needs work, but it's gnarly conditioning. Just couldn't almost looks like a classic physique guy, but he must be like 250 because he's tall.
I think he's taller than Andrew.
Yeah, he's around that height,
Hmm.
but like crazy bicep peaks. Like he's caught the body parts, just not the mass on this guy, which is unfortunate. But I mean, took fifth,
Yeah.
so good on him. Congratulations. Crazy chest development. Looks like he has a pec tear there, but still, crazy chest.
He's a full-time farmer. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that.
True story.
But gnarly. This guy is gnarly. I think he's posted an update there today. Like those elts.
Look at that. Look at that.
Some of the best elts
Wow.
in the business.
No SEO,
here.
no oil in those.
That's
proper,
crazy.
Proper stripes. Yeah.
That is crazy. So good on him. It was a good show. Aside from the lighting was a little wonky and all of that, but no live stream. So I guess we got to cover it a little bit though. The updates were coming in fast and furious, so we didn't miss out too much. I want to talk about Nick Walker.
Confident.
Okay. Confident Nick Walker. Nick Walker always does this. He says, I can beat these guys. I'm going to beat these guys, and then he doesn't show up to the competition. Now, obviously, he had a hamstring tear last time, and then he pulled out due to unknown circumstances. We'll leave it there. But let's hear what Nick has to say here, and then we'll chime in here.
I don't care who's in it. I don't care that Derek's in it. I don't care that Martin's in it. I don't care that Vito's in it. I don't care if Bonak's in it. I love those guys. Are great bodybuilders, phenomenal bodybuilders. Actually, James is in it. All phenomenal. But at my core, at my heart, I know when I bring it, and I know I can win this show. I know I can beat everyone.
Phil, I want your thoughts on this first here. When he talks like this, if you were in his corner, would you say, realistically, Nick? I think you could play you in the top here, but
what I would say with Nick straight up as a close friend, and as a bodybuilding brother,
yeah,
sometimes what worked in the past does not work at this present time. It's okay, 100% to be confident. But if I was in Nick's position, I would just keep my mouth shut and prove it on stage.
Yes.
Sometimes when you say things and then it doesn't go your way,
yeah,
and you may, this is just assumption, may not even take second place. This is really, really gonna crush him mentally, right? So I'm just old school like Rocky, man. Just keep your mouth shut, go on that show, prove yourself with your physique, and do it. Don't talk, don't say anything, because honestly, they got some very, very talented young men in this show, and it is not going to be easy for Nick. I can't say for Derek because Derek is looking ridiculous. So I would just keep it quiet, man. I wouldn't say a word. Be stealth about it. Just go in there, let your physique talk. This competition, yes, they're great bodybuilders, but you got to look at it. You're going to get some well-structured professional athlete. And Nick is a great bodybuilder. He carries a lot of mass. He's known as the mutant, 100%. That's what got him as far as he has gotten. But right now, the game is switching really fast. So I would just go on the show, know that I have some competition going in the show. Of course, mentally, you can say, without saying it, that I can beat everyone in the show. That's the attitude you have to have as a professional, 100%. But I would just keep that to myself. And that's what I would say to him if I was a friend standing next to him. Listen, man, just be silent, put your work in, keep your head down, go in there and do what you need to do and see what happens, with the outcome. Other than that, be careful with speaking because of some of the situation that has happened in the past that prevented you from making it into the Olympia and almost gotten beaten, even though you weren't at your best, by Martin. So I would be very careful because now Martin knows in his hearts of hearts that he can beat Nick. So he's going to come in to beat Nick. And I think Nick just has to stay silent, man, and just go in there and do his thing. Don't talk any trash. Just do his thing and make his physique speak.
That's why I asked you, because you got the words of wisdom there. And I think it needed to be said. And you came up with a great answer and great advice for Nick Walker. He's already said it, so he can't pull it back. But I think for the next few weeks here, just grind. Make sure you show up to the damn show this time and compete and let your physique do the talking. Because he's the only one out there that really talks like this, but hasn't backed it up. Blessing has been another guy that's done that in the past. I'm gonna beat you, and then he just was terrible on the show. So we don't want you to become that, Nick. You have a great physique. He looks really good here, and it's like that's a crazy shot. So he looks good. I think he's going to be a threat. But Ron, what's your assessment of Nick's confidence, or is he delusional, or is he just trying to hype himself up to be the news? I don't know.
He's confident, and he's got a massive fan base, and they love his confidence. Mm-hmm. What's the harm here? The worst thing could possibly happen is something happens, he doesn't make it to the show, or he gets beat, in which case people are just going to say, "Ha! You said you're going to win, you didn't win." Well, oh well. He's not. It's not going to bother him. He's not going to be devastated that his predictions, because that's how he's always been. He's always been very confident, saying, "I'm not afraid of this guy. I'm not worried about this. I'm going to win. I know in my heart I'm the best." So,
yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, the worst thing that could possibly happen is he gets beat and people say, "Ha! You said you were going to win. Ha! You thought you were going to win and beat these guys." Dude, you can't be competing at a show of that caliber against a Mr. Olympia champ and guys like, Bonac and Martin and Vito and Krizo. You can't be scared of anybody. So the fact that he may not win the show, it's kind of irrelevant. I mean, he's not going to place poorly. He's not going to be outside the top 5. And whatever happens in Pittsburgh, if he doesn't win, which I think Derek's got it pretty well locked up, I see him going for what would be his 3rd New York Pro win 1 week later anyway. So, like I said, it's not gonna really backfire on him.
Okay. Yeah, like I agree. Nick is confident, and that's his MO, and that's who he is, and his fans love it. And I think this side chest looks really good. I was impressed when I saw this. He's making good improvements. Conditioning is starting to come in, vascularity is coming in, hardness to the muscle. Can he beat Derek Lunsford? If Derek Lunsford looks as good as Chris Aceto is saying he is, like you said yesterday on Palumbo's show, probably not. I don't know. What would it say if Nick Walker did win the Pittsburgh Pro? What would that mean? Would that mean that Derek is just a once off kind of lucky, got won a show? Like how does Nick Walker leapfrog ahead of Derek Lunsford? Is it possible?
Hold on, Matt. In your scenario, does Derek look as good as he looked at the Arnold, or has something happened to his physique between those shows?
I think he's going to be bigger than he was at the Arnold. I think the fullness that Derek has been displaying here leading into the Pittsburgh Pro has just been like stupid the way he looks. And he's got the 2 back shots over Nick. He's going to have the front double bicep over Nick, maybe. The front lat, although Nick ab and thigh. Yeah, side chest. Nick probably wins the side chest. Side tricep. I could maybe give Nick the side tricep. Right? But at most muscular. So it's like it's close a little bit, but I think Derek wins the majority of the poses. So, and then there's Martin, who seems to be looking really good too. So I don't know. For Nick to leapfrog ahead of Derek and Martin would be pretty crazy. And I think Derek and Martin would both have to be off. Because structurally, Derek and Martin are very similar. And I just think they're going to have a prettier looking physique compared to Nick Walker. Nick Walker, I think, is going to be pretty freaky. If he comes on and is 100% and he's made improvements in the quads, I think he's going to be impressive. And he's going to get compared really closely with Derek and Martin. With Vito, I'm not sure yet how he's going to end up in this lineup. Krizo is a wild card. I think he's the wild card of the show. And then I don't know if James is in there as well. I don't know if Bonak's doing it. Does anyone have confirmation that Bonak's doing this?
Bonak is supposed to be doing it.
Okay.
Here's the question I have. Okay,
yeah.
When Martin beat Nick, right? What do both of you guys would say was the reason why Nick was able to squeak out that win at that show?
I don't know.
I was there in the front row.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing unfold, and Nick was just bigger and freakier. Martin was in better condition. Nick just really overwhelmed him with size. Nick was good enough to win. His condition wasn't awesome, but it was enough to win. Just like, it's a frightening physique. But Martin's bigger now. The way Martin looks now, I don't think the disparity of size between them is going to be this as much as it was a year ago in New York.
And that's really the question I'm looking at. Martin is now better, right? So yeah. It was very, very close with Nick's win, right? And Martin is now better, number 4 in the world, right? Yeah. These are a lot of things that has to be processed with a competitor that was not in the Olympia for 2 times in a row. And this is just me being serious and just talking straight common sense, right? So my thing is, what are the chances if this was Vegas and we're placing our bets, just like when we look at boxers and look at their records and their streaks of winning, you know what I mean? The favor goes in Martin's direction. Structurally, now he's bigger, right? So he's mastered what possible caused him to lose against Nick. So the big question is, my personal opinion, I think the battle is going to be between Martin and Nick. I just think that Lunsford is just too far ahead. I mean, he just beat Mr. Olympia in the Arnold. So for us to even think that is a possibility, which it always is, but just think of it logically, a possibility that Nick could just jump forward, beat Martin, and beat Derek, it's a hard situation to say. So that's why I say, and I respect Ron, what he's saying, but bodybuilding affects us as professionals. It does mess with us mentally. And we can sit and say that certain things doesn't bother us because we want to carry this sword and think that we're, inhuman because the size we put on and hard work we put in the gym. But I can speak for myself, and I can speak for a lot of bodybuilders. If you have a situation in your mind that you're telling yourself, and then you speak it. Now, they always say speak it into fruition, because if you speak it, chances are it will happen. And yes, those are some of the revelations that they use biblically. But, we still have feelings, and it definitely will bother Nick, and it will crush him spiritually somehow, some way. So I wouldn't say it wouldn't bother him if he plays third or possibly plays second. He wants to win, and that's Nick's mentality. And it will bother him if he took third. It will bother him. He's a man. Will it break him? I don't know. And if he go, let's say Martin beat him, and then Martin wants to be a jerk and say, okay, you're going to go to New York. You beat me there. I'm going to go to New York too. You know what I mean? It's a game that's being played. So yes, I believe that if Nick does not do what he expects to do, it is going to bother him somewhat. Because he's a man, and all of us, when we plan for things to happen and it doesn't happen, it is going to bother us emotionally and physically. So I don't agree that he's going to just take it on the chin and be okay with it. He wants to win. He has a lot he has to prove, right? Everybody knows this. So all odds is going to be on Nick, the Mutant Walker, at Pittsburgh. And if it doesn't come out to fruition, that's why I always say, keep your mouth closed. Step on that stage and show up and show out.
I just want to clarify. When I said he wouldn't be bothered, what I meant by that was he's not going to regret making these statements that he was going to beat these guys. Of course, he's going to be devastated if he doesn't win, because he's the type of guy. He's all in. If he doesn't win this, even if it's Derek that beats him, it's going to hurt. It's going to sting. But I don't think he's going to change the way. He's not going to stop being the way he is as far as the confidence and it's trash talk. It's really not, because he's very careful to be respectful and say these guys are phenomenal, but I still believe I'm going to be the best man on that day. I'm going to win. I kind of admire it, because to say that going up against Derek, who just beat Samson, to say that I believe I'm going to beat Derek Lunsford, And if he honestly, genuinely believes that, I admire that. That is an amazing level of confidence right there. Symmetry.
Yeah, he's definitely confidence isn't Nick's issue. But I think what Phil is talking about too is the mental aspect with Nick. And Nick is very open. He goes to therapy, right? He's not a lot of guys will open up and talk about that. So kudos to Nick for being a man and opening up and sharing that with us. So he does have that susceptibility to emotions and being, those type of things. So maybe that's why he is the way he is, because he's trying to be overconfident to psych himself up. I don't know. But like Phil said, if Nick ends up coming in third, and then let's say if Nick comes in his opinion, his best ever, he made improvements, the conditioning was perfect, and he still comes in third, mentally, I don't know what I'd be like, okay, well, I can't, these guys are also going to be at the Olympia, and I came in my best, and they still beat me. So it's like, this is a make or break show for Nick Walker, but this is a good test for him to be up against Derek Lunsford, Martin, Krizo maybe, good Vito, Bonek's in there, 7th at the Olympia last year, 2024. So he's in the mix there. So and maybe Bonek beats Nick. Who knows what's gonna happen? Maybe Nick's like 5th or something in the show. Mentally, I think he's gonna be really, really like, do I even do this? I can see Nick Walker being like, if I can't beat these guys, man, fuck it, I'm done. I'm just gonna retire. I don't know. I can see him being one of those guys versus to keep on pounding it out and not beating these guys as long as they're in the show with him. And then you said, Ron, that Nick's just going to go to New York and win that show. But did Martin say he's not doing that show, or is he just going to skip that a week later? Because I mean, why not get the check and stick it to Nick?
I strongly suspect anyone who doesn't win, which I think Derek's got Pittsburgh, I think we're going to see most of the Pittsburgh lineup at New York a week later.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I believe if Martin possibly do beat Nick, I don't think Martin's going to do New York because he's already qualified for the Olympia. In his mind is, which would make sense on his part. Well, I did my job. I beat Nick. Now my job is to bring in my super best and beat him again in the Olympia. So I don't think he's going to play. I don't believe he's going to play that game. Like if he possibly beat Nick, then I'm going to go to New York and crush his dreams. No, I think that as bodybuilding pros, we still have respect for athletes. So I think that if Martin was able to pull that off, I think he's gentleman enough where he's not going to continue to compete. And of course, Nick will go into the next show highly favored, okay, because anything could happen, highly favored to possibly win in New York as well. So yeah, I don't think Martin will go into that show if he succeeds Nick in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that would kind of burn out Martin to do that. So yeah, I don't know who else is really going to do the New York Pro. Is Blessing doing the New York?
He might be. I saw some update pictures. He might be. I know Regan, right? Regan's doing it.
Regan's
I mean,
doing it.
I'm not going to say he could beat Nick because I don't think that's even possible. But
yeah. Because Krizo, like, can Krizo beat Nick Walker?
No.
It's structurally.
No.
We're not going to go. Yeah, like, I just wonder what he's going to look like. I know he's a gym body, like he has that gym body where he looks just freaky in the gym, and then when you get on stage, like Dennis James in a sense, when you get on stage, it's just a different look. So I don't know, man. I think some crazy.
What's that?
I'm
looking at the machine. That's wacky.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Huh.
He looks ridiculous, but yeah, his waist was a little bit of an issue for me. Maybe it's some other people saying his waist isn't big, but I'm like, I think it's a little thick.
Yeah, it's big, and he's going to struggle. I mean, even if he was to go to New York, he's going to have to do a European show, in my opinion, and possibly qualify for the Olympia. It's just going to be tough to do it in the U.S.
People were looking at this and like, no, his waist is okay. I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of wide there, but I don't know. Honestly, it's me. Maybe it's the way he's posing. I don't know. Maybe he's full stomach here, but
I think there's a remote chance Lunsford might do New York too. Just win everything.
Uh,
It could. It could.
It could be a possibility, but do I believe he's going to do it? I don't know if he's going to do that. I know he said he's not leaving it out, but he's going to be there either way. I think he's now playing that mental game with these guys. You know, I'm going to do Pittsburgh. He firmly believes he's going to win Pittsburgh. And now let me just throw it out there. Oh, well, New York isn't out of the question either. You know what I'm saying? It's a mind game, but I don't think he's going to want to push the limits. I don't think it would be a smart move to push the limits and stay on gear when there's a bigger agenda at the end of the year.
It's only 7 more days, you know, and he's already in Pittsburgh. It's, you know, it's like a 20-minute flight to get from. He could easily stay there. I don't think he should do it either, but my God, the New York Pro fans would go bonkers.
Oh yeah.
Steve Weinberger would love to have Derek Lunsford. Who wouldn't? What promoter wouldn't love to have Derek in the show?
Yeah, I think there is a chance. I think it just all depends on how Derek does at the Pittsburgh Pro. If he wins it very convincingly and he's confident and he's riding high, like, why not go do Steve's show? Get that check and win that. Then shut it down. It's only one more week of him having to stay on the diet.
That's true. That's
right?
true.
And then he shuts it down for the Olympia, and he's okay. And he gets even more momentum going into it because he keeps beating everybody.
And if he goes and wins his Olympia title back this year, if he's able to win the Arnold, the Pittsburgh, the New York Pro, and the Olympia all in 1 year, that's legend status right there. And we're gonna have to bow down to Derek.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna start pushing the narrative for him to do the New York. I'm gonna make some videos because this is 1 week. 1 week out of your life, bro. 1 week. Stick on the diet. You got the best coaches and everything's there for you. All the assistance, nutrition, everything's there. This 1 more week. You just beat all these guys in Pittsburgh. Why can't you beat them in New York? Because they're all going to go to New York.
Yeah.
Maybe except for Martin because he's already qualified. And Nick's going to go there. So, I think it'd be pretty cool if he went to do New York as well. Blessing. What do you think about he never, even his off season, it doesn't seem to be very productive. I'm not sure if he's just not focused, but the quads don't seem to be improved. Do you guys see any improvement? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not seeing.
No, especially from the back. I don't see it.
This is what I'm looking for.
And that stance, his legs is really wide, so he's trying to really make his. And for a taller guy to be that wide, he's trying to give the illusion of a sweep. But that's the thing that he struggles with, man. He's a great dude, great personality, but his legs for his upper body, they just don't really match.
What do you think, Ron?
Yeah, I mean, I like Blessing a lot. He's funny, he's cool. I just don't see any improvement in those legs, and it's been a couple of years. So when was the last time we saw him?
He took the year off last year. It was the year before.
23. I mean, I remember seeing when he won shows, and even when he won New York Pro, right? I was there.
That was 2 years ago. He didn't do too great last year. I mean, year before last.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take for those legs to grow. I mean, there's so many people out there who are like waiting for this one body part to blossom, and it just never does. You know, I know he's got like these double jointed knee. I remember one video it went backwards when he was doing a hack squat. Yeah. I mean, he's trying, but I don't see any improvement. Like, you know, let's see him dieted down. But oh man, I was hoping for more out of Blessing. When he burst on the scene, he had a really nice shape and good amount of mass, and obviously the personality. It's good for the sport. That whole rivalry with Nick Walker, with him back and forth, that was great. I just I want to see more from Blessing. I want to see something we haven't seen before.
If he can't bring his legs up, there's not much more he can do. I don't know how I think he's in his 30s, mid-30s maybe. He could be 28. I don't know.
But no, he's not 28.
You never know with bodybuilders. You can't tell after that.
He's got to be these mid. He's got to be like 37, 38.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Awodibu.
35, the oldest.
If you can spell Awodibu, you get 10 points. October 26th is 26. Well, I'm not good at math. I'm going to have to do some calculating here. 2017 was 26. Oh, boy. I just want to know how old he is.
If he's 26 in 2017, right? Just
okay, he was born September 91. So what does that make him? 30. He'll be 30,
91.
30. He was born in September 91. So that means he's only 33. He'll be 34 this year. Wait a minute. No, I'm messing up.
That can't be.
I'm screwing that up. September 91.
Mid-30s?
Yeah. He's somewhere around 34, 35.
Yeah, I would say probably around 35. But even that shot there, man, his legs from the back. He's so upper body heavy.
Yes. Look at the back. That's insane.
He's got some crazy leg spread. It's just, man, that there, right there is what's going to kill him.
Yeah.
It's just like that guy that had the genetic potential, but just never had the legs to take him to where he needs to be.
Great back. Jeez. Yeah, so he's 33. He'll be 34 later this year. Is that right?
Wow, man.
I think he's too heavy.
Aging well.
Yeah,
I hate to say it. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but man,
no, it's
34 is young, still young, you know. So I don't
very
know.
young. That's yeah. I think maybe he gets a little heavy. I think he likes to eat. He likes to eat.
Oh yeah, he likes to eat.
I think he's a little.
He loves to eat.
So I think it's maybe his issue. He needs to stay a lot.
Who's coaching? Is he with Boss? Who's coaching?
Yeah, he's with Boss.
With Boss.
Yeah, Boss.
Everybody's with Boss.
Hey, right? It seems like it.
This guy's with Boss too. So everyone's with Boss. Most muscular from Regan Grimes 6 days ago. So that's 3.
What's the thing with the traps, man? Everybody, they really emphasize the trapezius when they do this most muscular.
Yeah. Got great traps.
Yeah, it's kind of like Arnold used to do. Arnold used to stip his traps out a lot like that in the most muscular. I don't mind it. It's traps. It shows up the traps. Some guys can't even hit that pose properly, so he's at least doing it. But New York Pro, if he doesn't come in, there's no excuse for him not to come in shape. Like
that was 6 days. That was 6 days ago. That shot.
Yeah, 2 million followers on Instagram.
He looks behind.
He's got all the best. Yeah, like this is not. I don't know. The skin is thick.
So
thick skin
New York is where 5 weeks out from New York.
It should be what 4, 3, 4,
4, 5,
3.5.
We're a little less than 4 weeks out from Pittsburgh, so we're a little less than 5 weeks out.
Yeah.
I'm not loving that. I'm not. If I was his coach, I'd be concerned.
He looked a little bit better here.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's trying to play once again. He's trying to play the size game. He's getting away from what made him who he was. And skin. If you look at some of the guys, get ready for Pittsburgh. I mean, they're grainy, a little bit grainy, a little bit drier. And I don't know. That's not too bad, but the skin is still a little bit. Unless he can turn it around in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, man.
But is it going to be hard enough? Because if you're not lean long enough, you don't have the hardness. That's
true. I don't know.
Be body fat low, but then the muscles isn't hard. So, this guy is like the talent. Sometimes it's people like guys like him who are Instagram famous and social media famous, and he's married to whoever that girl is who's famous too. So he's got all these tools in his toolkit. Then sometimes maybe when you struggle more, you fight for it more. He's got everything handed to him, not handed to him, but he's got everything. He's got no limits, no restrictions. He can,
He did well at the Olympia, right?
I think he got 10th. I think it was 10th or something.
That's what I'm saying. And he was with Milos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question is, I mean, that was your best Olympia show, because I remember him several times doing Olympia dead, pretty much almost close to dead last a couple of years, especially when he was a Dorian. I don't know. I mean, if you come in your best, which in the Olympia he looked good, right? Why would you go? I don't know. Why would you go another direction and possibly won't even be able to bring in? I don't know. I don't
know. I think that's it. I don't know who else is doing a New York Pro. There's been no, like, it's coming up here pretty quick here. There's been no more announcements of guys jumping into that show, so there's not a lot of hype actually for that.
I think, like Ron said, whoever doesn't, they're just going to come from Pittsburgh, and we're going to see, you know.
Yeah. There'll be a bunch more guys who weren't in Pittsburgh, and I think they're going to be pretty bummed that everyone from Pittsburgh is going to roll right over into that show, because they probably weren't expecting to have to go up against Nick Walker and Martin and all these other people, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it's going to go down. And even I honestly think Derek might pop in there. I really think he will.
Yeah, I'm starting to kind of think that a little bit now that you mention it. Samson Dauda, current Mr. Olympia, wasn't at Fibo. Hostile wasn't at Fibo. So I'm just like, you're the Mr. Olympia currently. I know you lost to Derek, but you're still the Olympia champ for this year. And you didn't go to meet all the fans. He's in Europe. He's in Great Britain.
Yeah.
Right? So he couldn't take a quick trip to Germany and go meet the fans? Just even if you don't have a booth, I guess I understand Hostile isn't there for whatever reason. Maybe they don't sell supplements in Europe. I don't know. So they didn't have the need to spend a lot of money and set up a booth there. But why couldn't I just don't understand why the current Mr. Olympia wasn't at the biggest expo in the world, Fibo.
I think he's working on his gym. I think that's just his focus right now. I think he's just depressed, just trying to de-escalate after everything happened. I know he was in
Detroit.
Where was he?
Detroit.
Yeah, but there was a country he was at for a little while. I saw a lot of pictures.
Oh, Brazil.
Right. So I think he's just keeping low key, man, keeping his head down to bring that killer physique for the Olympia. That's my thing. He's just staying low, getting his head wrapped to come in there and win his title again. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just be like, man, you got to go to see your fans in Germany, man.
Well, I mean, if Fibo had some sort of, I don't know, like a stage where they were interviewing, if they had arranged it for him and say, we'll get you a nice hotel, we'll do this or that, he probably would have said yes. But my guess is that he just would have had to go there on his own, make his own arrangements. Which he's supposed to walk around with no booth, randomly shaking hands with people?
No, you're right. There needs to be a little bit of onus on the promoter. Because remember when Yates was there and like Lou Ferrigno was out there and then Victor Richards came out on stage and they made it a thing where they had a whole bunch of guest posers come out. They could have totally done that. Kind of do old school planning again. It is like promoters, man. I wish I was a promoter of one of these shows. I would kill it. You would have so many different things happening that these people overlook.
Just to give you an example, like the people who are sponsored, the guy who's sponsoring my YouTube channel for a little while, it's called Euro Muscle Show. It's in Amsterdam in July. He's bringing Samson out for that. He's bringing Kevin Levroni, Lee Priest, Ronnie Coleman, Wesley Vissers. He's bringing a ton of people out there expressly so that they can be on the stage, be interviewed, and meet the fans, and they don't have to worry about, how should I go? But it is the onus is on the promoters. At Fibo, they have over 1,000 exhibitors, huge. They have to be making an incredible amount of money. Fibo. I don't know why they didn't have a live stream. I know nothing about the promoters, nothing, so I'm not shitting on them. But I just don't understand why they didn't have a live stream and why they wouldn't want, more. Maybe they did reach out to Samson. Maybe he was busy with the gym, or like Phil says, he's still decompressing after the Arnold loss, or, we don't know. Maybe they did reach out to him and he just declined respectfully for whatever reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I think if they did reach out to him, I don't think he would decline, because they would probably get back to people if he did that. But I think they just didn't do their job and invite the Mr. Olympia to their expo and say, hey, we'll fly you in, give you a hotel, we'll pay you, whatever. Come to there's a main booth that they have where they have everyone come by. And so I don't know. But let's finish off here with Aceto's warning. Shots fired. Let's hear what he has to say.
In Germany, and I went to his room.
How does he look? Get ready for Pittsburgh.
You guys are in trouble.
Uh-oh. Really? That good, huh?
Full stop. You're in trouble.
Really? Oh, you don't give out too many compliments.
I'll make it big time trouble.
Oh,
he was in Germany and
big time trouble. You know, Aceto's done this with Andrew Jack before, right? Where he's like, "Oh, Andrew, you guys wait. It's gonna shock the world," and they got 5th place and look barely.
Yeah, but I don't think he said this like big. This is a whole different. Like, you know what I mean? I analyzed Chris Aceto's facial expressions and his facial gestures, you know.
Yeah.
You can tell when there's, even though when he was saying Andrew Jack, there was still something there that was like, I don't think you're 100% secure in what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
But when because I watched this video, me and Patty, and when he emphasized it 3 times, I said, holy shit. I don't think he's playing games or joking. You know what I'm saying? Even in that hotel room, even though it's kind of dark, I think that I was hoping he just come in the same as Arnold because he was going to win either way, right? But I have a feeling this guy is going to come in better than Arnold. And like I said, I hope he don't keep shooting his shot and this hurts him for the Olympia. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. But he is so mentally focused after killing it at the Arnold. The sky's the limit, and he's only going to push himself even harder. And I think he's going to bring something to the Pittsburgh because I know how much he looks up to the Minions, and that was what broke him into becoming an open competitor at Pittsburgh. I think he's going to put on a killer show, and I think he's going to look remarkable, probably better than Arnold. So I don't think Chris Aceto is sleeping on that. When he emphasized it again for the 3rd time, unless something goes wrong, as he gets closer to the show, but right now he's running on a high, and I think he's going to shock a lot of us and look very, very extremely incredible.
Yeah, I agree with. I have the same sentiment towards that. Even you see here this is Germany. This is in a hotel with Chris Aceto, and look at him. Like even there, it's not the best photo, but the quads, like he just looks. The formula, it could have just been too like. Maybe we haven't seen the best of Derek because he was with Hani, and maybe Hani was doing whatever he does normally with his guys, but it wasn't fully because even the 2023 Olympia, is that the one he won? He won the 2023.
Yeah.
He didn't.
That wasn't the best either.
Yeah. And so that was with Hani. And then he came in again 2024 and it was 3rd and it was even worse in a sense. Then he switches it up, goes with Aceto and night and day physique. Like we were like, holy shit, when he walked out at the Arnold, I was like, holy fuck, this guy's bringing it. Like he changed it. He was full, he's bigger, like his chest, everything. Quads were fuller. Now it's just like that maybe whatever Aceto's doing is working. And now he's way more, like Phil said, way more confident. And I think we're going to be, I'm going with that narrative too. I think he's going to look better at Pittsburgh Pro than he did at the Arnold. Ron, what's your thoughts? Even seeing this photo here kind of and Aceto's assessment, do you trust what Aceto's saying?
Yeah, I mean, like he did say similar things about Andrew, and that didn't come to fruition, obviously, but he was able to nail the condition and the fullness with Derek on their very first collaboration together, which is very, very rare. So if they got it right just that first time, not really knowing exactly how he was going to respond to different variables, I'm sure they took plenty of notes. He has to, unless something goes wrong with his health or an injury, something horrible happens, I don't see how he can't look better at Pittsburgh than he did at the Arnold.
Yeah, and you can see his conditioning here. Like he's getting ready for the Pittsburgh, so he has to stay tight. I keep forgetting he's got to stay in shape here. But he could. Do you think he would have won the Fibo if he just jumped in it? He's tried it in the glutes. He's
100%
done.
Yeah,
he would.
Yeah.
100%.
Can you imagine if he did that? I'm just going to do this. I think he would get a lot of respect just for being that guy that just, I kind of harp on the guys for competing a lot because I think it can be sometimes unhealthy depending on who you are. But I do like when guys do compete, and just like I do credit Samson for competing as much as he does, but the only thing with him, Derek's not 300 pounds like Samson, that's hard. I just think that's harder on your system versus a guy that's 240, smaller physique, doesn't take as much to get in shape. He's already in shape most of the time, so it's a little easier for Derek. I don't want to say it's easier. Derek works hard to get in shape, but I think it's a little easier for the smaller guys in a sense to compete more versus those big dudes that just have to eat a ton of food, way more than Derek has to eat in order to compete and do what they do. So I don't know. I'm excited for Derek. I think he's going to win the Pittsburgh Pro if he's in shape and he comes in peak perfectly. And I think he should do the New York Pro a week later and just do something no one's ever done before.
Yeah.
Right. 1 week, Derek. One more week of your life dieting.
I'm glad he didn't compete in it, only because it gave the fans an opportunity, because he was at that expo for many, many hours, it looked like. And that gave the fans over in Europe their chance to meet him, take pictures and everything. If he competed, he would have been hiding in his hotel room all weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a good idea. He didn't do the Fibo.
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
At the end of the day, like we love these athletes going in there and show dominance and kill it, and then go on Olympia and then kill it. But there's also a side of me where let's not be a dick, man. It starts freaking entering every show and taking their hopes and dreams away from other people. I don't know. I have a sensitive side. I have a hard side, then I have a sensitive side. You know what I mean? Go in Pittsburgh, do your thing. Even though it's a week later, I don't know, man. It's like, still be humble and don't be a dick and just start taking away Olympia spots from other people. Because then I know for a fact that's what's going to be starting to be said if that's the case. I think he's humble enough. I think Derek, once he goes and do what he needs to do at Pittsburgh, the Derek that I know, I don't think. I just think he likes to throw it out there, like Sebum threw it out there with the physique picture, right? So I think he throws it out there to make everybody nervous. But I think he's a humble guy. I don't think he's gonna do the New York.
Yeah. You don't want to push your luck, but again, if it's like, this can be.
Because, at the end of the day, we're all brothers in the sport, and we all want success for each other. You know what I mean? Let's not, start. I know we love the money. He's building out his gym and, all that stuff. But it comes to a situation where let's just stay humble, because by not being humble, your bridge could come to a close at the end of the year. You know what I mean? So I hope that's the case. Go in there, destroy it, kill it, do your thing, and then just go focus on your baby. And focus on your body, getting healthy, and going to the Olympia and do your job.
All right. Sounds good. The Pittsburgh Pro is going to be a crazy show. Nick Walker has a ton to prove. So does Martin Fitzwater. He wants to beat Derek. So Martin's coming to try and win that show.
I think all three of them, man. I think, not counting out both, I think they're all going to bring it, man. Nick is going to do well regardless of how it goes down. I think he's going to present himself very well. He's going to come in with that extra chart attitude, like how he goes to New York and grabs the crowd and motivates. I think he's going to do very well. I think it's going to be a great show. Pittsburgh, they're all going to get up there and tear it up. So I wish them all luck, man, to bring their best package and give us all a show, because I'll be watching.
Yeah. Ron, any final words before we sign off here?
I wish I could watch Pittsburgh. My son is competing at the NPC Natural Massachusetts that same day, so I will not even. I'll just be glancing at my phone every now and then. You guys,
is this his first show, Ron?
He's competing 6 days before in another show. But,
okay.
But that's his first
class?
Bodybuilding in the first show, bodybuilding and classic in the second show.
Oh, good luck, baby Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure he got some of your genetics, so he'll do well.
Got the.
Oh, it cut out there a little bit. I don't know if I could. But yeah, and Phil, any updates on Masters, or is there any changes there?
We're still zoning in. We emailed them we're still waiting back for some. They gave us hotels, but we're still. Listen, we're in prep. It is what it is. We'll see. I definitely really want to go. I'm just interested in why, which I'm pretty sure you got up to like August the 3rd. I'm pretty sure Brandon will pop up on that list, but I was just very curious that he wasn't on there. And I actually did email someone to ask why. I'm waiting to get back from that. But either way, man, if I could come in, come in the shape that I believe I could come in, we'll see. I may just swing the dice and just fork up the money and do it. So it's not out. It's definitely not counted out. So we're in prep. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's right. You're in prep. And because you're on the show, I want to get kind of insight into like how your prep is going. So how many weeks are you into your prep right now?
4 going on 5 on Monday.
5 weeks into your prep.
So we started about, I would say 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We talk about 21 weeks we started out, which I've never started out that far out, but I was enjoying my retirement. So we had to start a little bit early because I went down in size, even though I didn't look at it. Now I'm starting to fill back up and starting that. And that's what we're doing. We're building back up, and then we'll start tearing everything down and come in great shape. So we're just taking it really, really slow and just take, each week at a time. That's all I'm doing.
And cardio, like, are you a cardio guy? Like, what's the maximum amount of cardio you're doing when you're fully?
Right now we're at an hour and 10. So it's 35 fasted and then 35 I do it before I work out. That's very different. A lot of people do it after they work out. So I do it 35 before, then I go train because I don't want to lift and pound crazy weights. So I want to burn myself out a little bit. But we normally get up to, I would say, 45 in the AM and possibly 35 to 45 in the PM, depending on where I'm at. If we're in good position, he won't rise the PM cardio. We'll just stay focused with the higher cardio and the fasted. Okay.
And a comment here, Phil is competing in the Masters or regular pro show. You're competing in the Tampa. Is it Tampa? I'm going to keep getting this.
We're going to see if we're going to see. If I see it's an opportunity, depending on how I look, because I really don't. I'm in a position where money talks, and I don't care. We'll see. If I think that it's beneficial to do Tampa, then see if I could get some money to go into Japan, or we just wait out Tampa and go into Japan. Right now it's just there's nothing set. We just know that they're a week apart. Tampa's first, Japan is second. So we're going to see how I look. I want to be in shape 3 weeks before any of these shows, and that would dictate to me, is it better just to go in Japan and kill it there and not risk it doing Tampa? You get what I'm saying? Because doing Tampa and then flying to Japan, I don't know how that's going to. I've never did that. I did Tampa and went to Texas. That's a shorter flight. So if I'm looking great and I have an opportunity to really possibly pull it out in the Master Olympia, then we won't do Tampa.
Yeah. And Ron, how's your training going? I see you killing it. You look lean. What's going on?
No, I mean, I've been putting off a shoulder replacement for about 12 years. And on the 22nd, I have a consult where we're going to book the surgery finally, full replacement. My younger brother's actually got a full shoulder replacement today. So
wow.
I'm hoping to get one by late summer at the latest. I don't know how far ahead the surgeon books because, dude, I can't do crap anymore.
Okay.
So bad. Leg day's great though.
That's good. It's good. At least you still got that. But all right, well, we'll keep that. We'll be checking in on you too, Ron, and the surgery and everything. We'll go through that together. So we'll be there for you, brother. All right. All right, guys. We'll wrap up. Okay. Appreciate it. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Take care.
Good night, everybody.